Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into the incredible research of Dr. Sudheendra S G to tackle a question that sits at the very core of what it means to be a teacher. It's a big one, and it's something every educator thinks about.
Okay, let's just jump right in. This is the central challenge, isn't it? It's that fundamental question we all face in our classrooms. We're not just there to download facts into students' heads. We're there to help them build a mind that can think critically, that can navigate the world. So, how do we actually pull that off?
Well, this leads us straight to a really common and, a very comforting belief. It's an idea that feels safe, but as we're about to see, it can really hold our students back. And it can hold us back too. Let's call it the lie of the one guru.
I mean, it's just human nature, right? We're wired to find that one authority figure, that mentor, that leader, that teacher, and just, latch on. It feels secure to think, hey, if I just follow this person, I'll be okay. But that instinct, well, it can be a real trap. And here's the absolute heart of the matter. Even the most brilliant, most inspiring teacher you can imagine is still just a person. They have their own perspective, their own biases, their own blind spots. And when we offer them our blind trust, we stop seeing the bigger picture.
To really see how this dynamic works, let's turn to some timeless stories from the Indian epics. These aren't just myths, they're incredibly powerful cautionary tales that are so relevant for any classroom today. This is where we get to see what happens when loyalty to a person clashes with loyalty to the truth. Now, check this out. This slide just frames Bhishma's tragedy so perfectly. On one hand, you've got his solemn vow, his absolute loyalty to the throne. But on the other hand, he can clearly see that the person on that throne is violating dharma, the very idea of justice and righteousness. He got so stuck on his loyalty to the person that he ended up fighting against what was right. And Bhishma wasn't the only one. Think about Dronacharya, the legendary teacher, respected and loved by his students. He also chose to side with injustice. So imagine being his student, Arjuna. What do? Do you stay loyal to the guru who taught you everything you know? Or do you stay loyal to the truth itself? That's an impossible choice.
And it's that kind of impossible choice that forges heroes. It forces these characters, and by extension, it forces us to really ask ourselves, where does my ultimate loyalty belong? Is it to a person or is it to a principle? Arjuna's answer here is just so profound. He never stopped respecting his teacher, Drona. But for the ultimate questions, for his purpose, his ethics, he chose Krishna to be his sarathi, his guide. He understood that his loyalty had to be to dharma, to the path of truth, no matter what.
And you see this same powerful idea play out in the Ramayana. Vibhishana sees that his own brother, the mighty King Ravana, has gone completely off the rails, ethically speaking. So he makes this unbelievably courageous choice to walk away from his family, from his king, and decide with what he knows is right. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is leave a leader who's lost their way.
Okay, so fascinating stories, right? But what does all this ancient wisdom actually mean for you in your classroom on a Tuesday afternoon? Well, it totally redefines what it means to be a teacher. It shifts our role from being a source of answers to something way more powerful. This right here, this is the whole game. The real meaning of a guru or a great teacher isn't to create a bunch of little clones who just parrot back what you say. The real job is to awaken inquiry. It's to light that spark of curiosity and independent thought in every single student.
The Upanishadic tradition had this figured out thousands of years ago. Knowledge is like an ocean. No single person, no single cup can hold all of it. A true seeker, the texts tell us, has to learn from many different teachers, from multiple acharyas. Sticking to just one source is like trying to understand the entire ocean by studying one thimbleful of water. It's just not possible. Real wisdom is knowing when to listen, when to poke holes in an argument, and when to go find another guide. Okay, so let's bring this all home. Let's make this super practical. How do we take all this profound philosophy and actually turn it into something we can do in our classrooms tomorrow morning? It really boils down to these 4 essential steps. First, you have to start valuing questions even more than answers. That simple shift changes your classroom from a place where kids perform for a grade to a lab for genuine curiosity. Second, actively guide them to find different perspectives. Literally tell them, go read someone who disagrees with this author. You're building their intellectual immune system. Third, teach them to anchor themselves in values, not personalities. Help them build a foundation based on things like truth and justice so they can measure any leader or idea against it. And finally, and this might be the most crucial one, you have to model courageous thinking yourself. Let them see you question things. Let them see you admit you don't know something. Show them that learning isn't about following, it's about navigating. And in the end, this is the big takeaway. This is for your students, and it's for you. People are flawed. People change. They can make mistakes or even lose their way. But the principles, the values, the path of truth, that's the North Star. That's what remains constant. That's where our true loyalty should be. So we'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. As an educator, this is the choice you make, day in and day out. Are you building students who need you for every answer? Or are you forging independent seekers, people who are ready to explore the world on their own terms? The real art of teaching is choosing to create seekers.